Hello, I would like to welcome you to the Department of Economics annual Omicron Delta Epsilon virtual lecture and recognition ceremony. I would like to thank Dean Patterson, the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Howard University, for joining us to bring greetings on behalf of the college. I additionally would like to thank our speaker, Dr. Joanne Rowe, who is representing our department as the Dean of the School of Business at Medgar Evers College. Last year at this event, I said that this was the weirdest year for me at Howard, but I can honestly say without a doubt that this has been the most unique and challenging year since I've been hired at Howard. And with that as a backdrop, I imagine a lot of people at Howard feel the exact same way. And it makes it even more amazing that we will be graduating 5 PhD students, 7 master's students, and at least 24 students with bachelors in economics. I can safely say that the level of dedication and success that is being demonstrated by our students who are graduating this year, given the current environment, is very impressive. Our hope, like the members of the Howard University Economics Department Alumni Association, HUDA, is that you will come back and to support the department in whatever way you can once you leave. For example, HUDA is hosting a dinner to honor all of our graduates next week, and many of the faculty in the department will be there to celebrate the achievement of our students who are graduating. And so at this time, I would like to use this time to introduce the faculty members who are on the call. And if I miss you, please unmute yourself and say hello. So when I call your name, just unmute yourself and say hello. Dr. Alexander Hinkie.
Hello.
Dr. Haidar Kerbin.
Hello, everyone.
Dr. Lancelot Long.
Good evening, folks.
Let me remove the spotlight so they'll pop up. Dr. Anna Palamello.
Good evening, everyone.
Dr. Amir Hussein Bebihani.
Hello, everyone.
You can mute and unmute yourself.
Dr. Andrea Smythe.
Hi, everyone.
Dr.
I think everybody's
Kendrick Hunt.
here.
They say your speaker is not working.
Hello, everyone.
Please check your
Greetings.
connection.
Dr. Dennis Bagley.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Dr. Emily Blank.
Hi, all.
Dr. Gerald Daniels.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you tonight. Hope your night's going well.
Dr. Gamini Mipagala.
Hello, how are you?
Dr. Javay Grooms.
Hi, everyone. Happy to see everyone tonight.
Dr. Mika Cato.
Sorry.
I come back to Mika.
Yes, sorry. Okay, hi, everyone. Sorry.
If you
Yes,
cannot hear the sound, select a
Dr.
different
Rebecca
speaker.
Shu.
Okay, still coming.
Hi, everyone.
Dr. William Spriggs.
Hi, everyone. Happy evening.
And I believe that's all the faculty members who are on the call. I would like to make note that Dr. Anna Melopalo and Dr. Elizabeth Aceto are new hires for us this year. And so hopefully you get a chance to come by the department and meet them and talk with them. Our department continues to be a leader, not only on the campus, but also in the country. I'm not sure how many of you have gone to our website to see the great things that the department has done this year, but I encourage you to do so. And you can hear about a lot of the great work of research of faculty members, grant work of faculty members, achievements of students. It is my hope as the chair of the economics department that we're doing an excellent job preparing you as a student and you recognize the progress and that we are making as a department. But this progress can only continue with the continued support and encouragement of each other and from you as students and from you as alumni. And for all the students on this call today, please consider engaging with HUDA, as the value they can bring to you and the department is more than you can believe. Lastly, to all of those who are being inducted into the Omicron Delta Epsilon fraternity, I extend my congratulations. Please make sure that you take full advantage of everything the organization has to offer you. The order of the program will be slightly changed. Our speaker will come in after the presentation from HUDA. And so I want to thank you for coming tonight, and I hope that you enjoy the event. And the next person that you will hear from will be Dean Patterson.
Yes, good evening, everyone. And thank you, Dr. Swinton, for having me. You know, as Dr. Swinton pointed out there that, actually the last 2 years have been really tough for us as an institution and of course for the overall society. In fact, I just thought about it, as he mentioned that we had a candidate for a development officer. We're finally able in the College of Arts and Sciences to have our own dedicated development officer. Person is going to spearhead our ability to raise funds to make our great economics department, our great College of Arts and Sciences even better. This person is presently located at one of the most wealthy institutions in the country. So he would come with that kind of experience, but he asked me, with everything that you all have been going through down here, how have you managed to hold up? And so I appreciated what he was asking there, but the thing is that what I explained to him is that to some extent, what we lack in wealth, we have in resilience. Howard is a very resilient institution. The communities from which our students come are resilient communities. We've handled tough challenges in the past, and we have demonstrated that we'll continue to do that as we've done so over the past couple of years. Also want to just start out then to congratulate our students who are being inducted into this very prestigious honor society. Your success, your high academic achievement is inspirational, not just to your fellow peers, but also to us as faculty members and administrators. You are sort of material examples of the ideal that we are pursuing in terms of academic excellence. And I also want to applaud the economics faculty for keeping the honor society vibrant, the chapter here at Howard. It is these disciplinary honor societies play an important role, and again, in what the university is pursuing in terms of academic excellence. I'm a great fan of the Department of Economics at Howard University in terms of what it does collectively and the individual scholars. The only time I hear from the economics department is when there's some new big achievement by the faculty members or the department as a whole. So again, I look forward to continuing to support the success of the department and all of the students who will be brilliant economists in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Patterson. The program will be as follows. We'll hear from Dr. Vincent McDonald and then Dr. I.G. Diagnon. Dr. McDonald. Dr. McDonald, you have to unmute.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I always have problems with that, yeah. Dr. Patterson, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Swinton, Chair, Department of Economics. Well, in the absence of, as I understand it, Dr. Rolle is not in place at this time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes, so the members of the Department of Economics faculty, Ms. Robinson, President of HUDA, and the members of HUDA, friends all. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to share in this tribute to our newly minted initiatives in ODE and to recognize the outstanding graduate from the department, the class of 2022. However, before making the presentation, I seek your indulgence in making just a couple of comments. First, a word of commendation for the Department of Economics under the leadership of Dr. Swinton for the outstanding and exciting achievements they have achieved over the recent years. In the absence of a toast, please raise your hand wherever you are in salute and appreciation to the chair and faculty of the Department of Economics in their honor. Thank you. I am sure that Dean Patterson is mindful, as he has just spoken, that the department's efforts might well earn it the status of flagship in the College of Arts and Sciences. In addition, I'd like to congratulate HUDA, who under the leadership of Ms. Robinson, with the support of a jolly group of members, have built a support group for the department over these 20 years. Several in this group have been to this ceremony honoring our ODE initiatives for 30 to 40 years, consecutive years. You have served your department well. It is with this recognition of the need to encourage undergraduate scholarship, and maybe selfishly, in the encouragement of the study of economics with a view towards increasing the supply of minority economics, that I agreed to establish and annually support a senior recognition award. This year, I am pleased to present this award to Miss Albina Hatiwada. Albina is a senior with a major in economics, political science, with a 3.97 GPA. Among her many attributes, she has been on the Dean's list each year. She has achieved the Capstone Scholarship. She was an exchange student at Columbia University in the spring 2020. She's a member of ODE and serves as a mentor on campus. A former refugee and first-generation college student, her dream is to use her education to solve problems related to income and wealth distribution. Her career plans are to secure a PhD and continue research towards these goals. The citation which she holds from the department reads, Howard University Economics Alumni Association, HUDA, salutes Albina Hatiwada 2021-22, Dr. Vincent R. McDonald, Senior Recognition Award winner. Department of Economics, Howard University, Economics Department, Alumni Association, a virtual spring recognition program. I greet you and I applaud you for what you have done so far and look forward for continued great things from you as the years go by and you seek to achieve your dream. I am, in closing, I am sorry I had not had the opportunity to speak while Dr. Rolle was present, but I might just express for all of those as an expression here that Dr. Rolle has blossomed and fulfilled all the expectations that we had for her during her presence in the department. And so I had looked forward to join in congratulating her on her achievements so far, but also to remind her that there are yet steps on the vertical ladder, which I am confident she will yet climb. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you could all please join me in congratulating Albina.
Thank you, everyone.
Right.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I hope one day I'll meet you.
Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. McDonald. That was really great. And congratulations again, Albina. I'm so happy that we're able to continue on this, of being able to provide this award and with the help of Dr. McDonald every year. So this is really great. And we have a great candidate this year. So exciting, as we've always done with other years as well.
Of course.
So my name is Aji Fatou Jain. I am a PhD graduate of Howard University Economics Department, class of 2018. And since I've graduated, I've joined HUDA, and it's always an honor to be able to lead the awards committee and provide additional funding for students to attend conferences and the like. And of course, we all knew that this year we also were virtual with the AEA meetings. We've in the past always had a student that we would support to attend the AEA meetings in person. However, for the last couple of years, we've had to do virtual conferences, but we still nonetheless been able to support students regardless. So this year we had a student, Bethel Cole Smith, that attended with the support from HUDA. And she's one of our very, very wonderful students, and is currently the president of GSA and is organizing the reception that we will be having for the graduates this coming Thursday. And I wanted to also say that not only have we supported the students for the AEA meetings, we've also supported a couple of students for the NABE conference, which is the National Business Economics Association, and that's held in Washington, DC. And we've always had a program with NABE to provide mentorship to students, Howard PhD students during the conference. And we had the opportunity to do it again this year. We had about 4 students attend, and I'm sure that they have taken advantage of the mentorship program and have established relationships with professionals in the field. So with that, I would just like to say thank you to the economics department for allowing us to work with you all and support students. And thanks, Bethel, and congrats.
Thank you so much, and much appreciation to HUDA on the opportunity to attend earlier this year.
So if you could join me in congratulating Bethel on winning the Graduate Student Travel Award.
Congratulations, Bethel.
Congrats.
Congrats, Bethel.
Congratulations, Bethel. Thank you so much. And thank you to Huda.
So our next presentation will be the presentation from Dr. Hunt on introducing the students who are going to be inducted into Omicron Delta Epsilon.
Thank you, Dr. Swinton, Chairman of the Department, Dr. Ruben Patterson, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, President Hazel Robinson, Professor Vincent McDonald, former chair of our Economics Department and former advisor of our ODE Beta Chapter at Howard University, members of Howard University Economics Department Alumni Association, HUDA, faculty, staff, and students of our department, ladies and gentlemen. My task this evening is to introduce to you our inductees into the internationally recognized Honor Society of Economics, Omicron Delta Epsilon, ODE. ODE is one of the world's largest academic honor societies, and it has over 696 chapters located in many universities across the United States and around the world. As a member of ODE, you have access to a network of colleagues and friends who can be useful in assisting you in building your career in economics. May I also add that joining HUDA after graduation is a good investment. You guys in economics must know what investment means, as these individuals know how to work your way through the job markets. They are skilled and they have experience. You need to link with them as you begin to progress through your professional life. Our ODE chapter at Howard University began in 1954, and I would like to encourage students to join ODE, our chapter here at Howard, as it is among the first set of indicators of your growing professionalism in economics. The only criteria for membership are a minimum GPA of no less than 3.0 in economics and a minimum of 12 credits in economics for undergraduate students and 9 credits for graduate students. Undoubtedly, this is an attainable target that should not be missed. The objectives of ODE are as follows: recognition of scholastic achievement and honoring outstanding achievements in economics, establish linkages between students and faculty in economics within colleges and universities, publish articles in economics in its official academic journal, The American Economist, sponsor panels at professional meetings in economics, and organize and manage ODE graduate and undergraduate research awards competitions. As you are aware, COVID-19 and its many variants have disrupted our operations, but we are hopeful that we can get back on stream in our new academic year 2023. Meanwhile, permit me now to introduce to you our 8 new members of ODE at our Howard chapter. These persons are as follows: Eddie Gray, Fatima Khalil, Arsene Oka, Vincent Cobb, Laureen Taylor, Jarrell Richmond, Judine Josephs, and Chad Alexis Dennis. Congratulations to you. Keep up the good work and welcome. I thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats to you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I think I got everybody. Did I miss anybody, Dr. Hunt? You're on mute, Dr. Hunt.
Sorry, my apologies. Please, guys, shake your hands again. Let everybody see that you're here. Okay, thank you.
So we will now hear from Hazel Robinson, who will do a presentation on behalf of HUDA.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Hazel Robinson, president of the Howard University Economics Department Alumni Association. And I wanted to thank the department and Dr. Swinton and Dr. Hunt on this beautiful program. We've been supporting this ODE program for years, and it's been our pleasure. We always look forward to coming back home in the spring and see and hear about all the achievements that the department has done. But this year has been a special year because we're 20 years old, so we're really growing up here. And so this past year, we have been celebrating our anniversary. But first, I want to introduce all the members of HUDA who are present at this meeting, because I want you to see your backbone. I want you to see your support system. I want you to see your booster club. Man, we just love promoting our economics department because you make us who we are. So the first person, if you could pin these people, Dr. Swinton, Dr. Debbie.
I can't pin them that fast, just have them say hello.
Okay, say hello, okay. Dr. Debbie Lindsay Telefaro. She was our first distinguished alumna, and she works in this School of Business. Mr. Winston Dawes, D-A-W-E-S, he's here. I believe he works at the World Bank. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dr. Sandra Cook Hull. Dr. I.G. Fatou Diagne. Betty Scott. Dr. Charles Thorpe.
Quick hello.
Miss Doris Newton. Dr. Kathleen Franks. Dr. LaTanya Brown Robertson.
Hello,
Dr.
everyone.
Okay. Dr. Linda Jones.
Hello, everyone.
Marilyn Carson.
Congratulations to all the awardees.
Patricia Smith.
Hello. I said hello.
Okay. I thought you said no. Okay, Dr. Gwinnell Bass.
Hello, congratulations. I'm actually on another meeting. Well, my 50th reunion, so.
Okay, did I miss anyone? Okay, I see Joanne Rowe is on. Great. Okay, well, let me get to my speech. Okay, I just wanted just a brief history of HUDA. The inception of HUDA began on March 10, 2001 at a retirement luncheon for Dr. Chandler and Wong at Bolling Air Force Base in Washington, D.C. While at the luncheon with fellow alumni, Ms. Hazel Robinson thought it would be a good idea if the alumni could continue to meet and discuss ways to give back to the department. With key professors retiring and new professors not yet hired, that is not a problem now. I see a lot of new professors. There was a need for strong alumni to stand in the gap and provide needed support to the department and its students. On April 27, 2001, before the ODE annual spring dinner lecture, Ms. Hazel Robinson and 3 alumni, Dr. Sandra Cook Hull, Dr. Gwendolyn Flowers, and Dr. Charles Thorpe, met with then Department Chairman, Dr. Ransford Palmer at the Department of Economics to learn how he thought the alumni could best support the department. Dr. Palmer provided a list of 9 to 10 items on how we could support the department. So our present officers is, like I said, myself is the president, Dr. Charles Thorpe is the vice president, Ms. Yoloma Chapo is the treasurer, and Ms. Patricia Smith is our treasurer. And I want to say that Dr. Charles Thorpe and Ms. Patricia Smith has been serving in their capacity for the whole 20 years. Okay, the HUDA, we had a series of events to commemorate our milestone birthday, and I just want to briefly share some things. On September 23rd, we had Alumni Showcase where all alumni came together and just showed out and told everyone what we've been doing since we graduated from Howard University. October 28th, we had the economic impact of historically Black colleges and universities by Dr. Julianne Malveaux. She's a Dean, College of Ethnic Studies at California State in Los Angeles, and Dr. Dana Williams. She's a Dean of our graduate school at Howard University, and this was a conversation between the two. We also conducted our Double Good popcorn sale fundraiser. We raised $2,000 for the Endow Fund. On November 18th, it was an evening with Sharon Naree Williams, and she talked on the power of storytelling. In December, we had a combination. As you know, we always have our holiday party. On December 16th, we did have a speaker, Dr. Susan McElroy, and she spoke on A Year to Remember, and she talked on critical race theory. She's an associate professor of economics and education at the University of Texas at Dallas. And then this year in February, we had a combination of a Black History program and also our celebration. Dr. Lucy Rubin, the Managing Director of Strategic Keys Economic Advancement, LLC. She spoke on the legacy of Andrew Bremer, Edward Irons, and Alfred Edwards. And then in March for our Women's History Month, we had Candy Young, who is the Program Director of Strategic Initiatives at Delaware State University. She talked about her career as an Olympian. And then now we are here, April 21st. We have the annual ODE lecture, and we're featuring our very own Dr. Joanne Rowe. She is the Dean of the School of Business, Medgar Evers College, City University of New York. In addition to our Double Good popcorn fundraiser, we actually donated $5,000 to the Dr. Houchins, Dr. Joseph R. Houchins Endow Fund, Scholarship Fund for undergraduates. And also we received our nonprofit. So we have been very busy, and I just want to take this time to thank our anniversary committee, who was headed by Yoloma Chaffo, and the members was Dr. Agi Diagni and Dr. Linda Jones and Dr. Jan Christopher. Oh, Jan, I forgot to mention you, introduce you. I see she's on now. So we had a wonderful time this year. We're gonna have one grand finale celebration in June. Details will be coming out soon. And we're just happy to be here. We're just happy to support you. We love you, we care for you. And we always like to see the next generation come up of economists, because as you see, some of us are retired and some of us are knocking on the door. So we need, and this, I'm gonna make this invitation for all those who are not a member of HUDA yet. You know, all you need is a degree from Howard University Economics Department. We need your support. We need you to be here for the next generation of economists, because we want to be here another 20 years and another 20 years after that. So we want you to join us and do it tonight if you can. But anyway, thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Swinton, for all your hard work, and Dr. Patterson, the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker for the evening. Dr. Joan Rawl holds a PhD in economics from Howard University. Dr. Rawl has served as the Dean of the School of Business at Medgar Evers College, City University of New York for the past 8 years. Dean Rawl is an accomplished leader with a consistent history of success, who served in the US government and IBM before her academic career. She served as Chief Executive Officer of a university, 7 years as Chief Academic Officer, and 11 years as a business school dean at 2 universities. During her career, she launched 2 entrepreneurial centers and many entrepreneurship programs. She has taught entrepreneurship and economic courses. She's a business consultant with broad experience. Dr. Rolle awards include 2 citations from Brooklyn, New York Borough President Eric Adams for leadership and community service. She has been recognized as a top 25 influential African-American woman in business. She has delivered keynote speeches and workshops to include the UN in New York City. She is a Price Babson Symposium for Entrepreneurship Educators Fellow, Administrative Fellow, Harvard University, member of the Economic Club of New York, and Fellow of Center for Business and Economic Research. She has several articles and publications on the topic of entrepreneurship and the future of work. Her forthcoming book publication includes diverse global scholars' research on sustaining the future of work and entrepreneurship for the underserved. Dr. Rowe is also a board member of Glasgow Caledonian New York College, vice chair of the Global Listening Board, and is the president-elect of the HBCU Business Deans Roundtable Board. I look forward to what she will share with us this evening. Please join me in welcoming our speaker with a virtual clap.
Good evening. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I always love to be with students and alumni and faculty. But I'm going to ask you, because I've been traveling all day. Hazel, is it okay if they run the video or must I?
No, I let people run it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And if they have any questions, I can talk afterwards, or I can talk afterwards anyway. But yes, it's easier for me if you run the video.
Good evening. My name is Joanne Rowe, and I'm going to take a few minutes and talk to you about my journey, my personal journey as an economist and higher ed education administrator. So I want to first start by saying that I am old enough to have lived in segregation. And I say that humbly and with gratitude, because it's a part of my story in who and why I became an economist. I remember when Martin Luther King was shot. I remember when John F. Kennedy was shot. And I remember when Robert Kennedy was shot, and Malcolm X, and all of some of the great leaders of our civil rights area. And it had a profound impact on me. And when I say that I was in a transition period where the social thought was to transform from a society which was deeply rooted in discrimination and segregation to one of integration. And I remember when my class was the first to integrate the white schools, and I'm from Miami, Florida. And I remember vividly the first couple of years we were there, it was very tough. I remember the race riots, and I remember riots on my high school campus. And so those kinds of experiences have a profound way of shaping who you are. I remember I took American history and I took economics, and I so enjoyed economics. But the books I read, the stories I heard, and everything was not about me. It was about someone else. And so I personally never thought a little Black girl from Richmond Heights would be an economist. That wasn't my thought. I was going to go into business so that I could earn my living in business. I remember I went to the University of Miami. I was a Upward Bound student, so that lets you know my story. I'm the first in my family to have gone to college. And so there was no one before me to help shape. But my parents and my grandparents, they really wanted an education for us. And so I digress a little bit from that part of the story to let you know from where I come from. My great-grandmother was from Cat Island. My father and mother both lived in the US, and were born in the US, but basically a lot of their growing up was in the islands. And so my great-grandmother couldn't read or write, but she had vision. She was a businesswoman. She had 2 or 3 businesses and property and assets. So I let you know that I come from a humble beginning, and I almost failed in my first year in high school. And I remember because I didn't understand why the white children had cars and other things that even the deacons in my church didn't have. And so I was terribly confused. And then I went to the University of Miami. I just backtracked a little bit. And the very first year I was there, you know, there might have been 1 or 2 classes with Black students before me, but we were integrating the university as well. And I saw Professor Hollis that part of the story to let you know, the white children had cars and other things at the university. And I saw Professor Hollis
Well, Joanne, can you finish? Okay.
Up to Professor Price. Not like, I didn't know Black people could be economists. Wow. And I took literally every course every course that I could take that he offered. And I bypassed some of the other courses just so that I could hear a Black person talk about economics. And my interest has always been, and it still remains today in the research and the work that I do, why do so few people have so much and so many have so little? And that has always perplexed me through my professional and personal life. And so I shared with Professor Price that I would like more training. And he wrote some references for me. And I got into another school. It was in Illinois somewhere. And there, I didn't have Black economists, but I was able to fulfill my love and my interest in this journey for the discipline. Why? Because this is a discipline that gives you both quantitative and qualitative skills to analyze both social, business, and worldwide problems. And so I just love the broad reach that the discipline had. And, while I enjoyed my 1 year, and it was in the Midwest, and I tell you I'm from Miami, Florida, I could not take that cold. And I had several, and I took the exams, and I had several universities recruited me with scholarships for after the master's program. I think CUNY was one in another school, and Howard. And I remember talking with my parents about the options. As I mentioned, no one in my family had been away to college. And my dad was the one that says, there is no other place like Howard. You will be going to Howard. And I remember the journey. It was like a family field trip. My youngest sister, we're a family of 6, or even half dozen. My youngest sister was with us. My youngest brother, my dad, my mom, they all drove up. We found an apartment for me. My dad bought the furniture. He was the proudest he had ever been. And so, of that for our family. So I tell you all that to know that this was not just for me. This was for our family. And I share that with you because I was 21 when I came into the Howard program, and I was tired. I had been in school round the clock. I did my first degree in 3 years, my second degree in 1 year, and I was tired. And so I did my first year. The classes were never a problem. I loved being in the classroom, and then I left. During 1 year, I was at the World Bank, and I had met one of my friends at Howard, and I married him. And he happened to be from Tanzania, East Africa, and I loved with my husband. But he promised that proud father of mine that if he allowed me to go, that he would send me back to complete my education, because my dad was heartbroken. He was like, well, can't you finish first? And then my husband said, well, you don't just leave a new wife. And so I went to Tanzania. I was there for a couple of years. We had my daughter, and then he, true to his promise, he allowed me to come back. And I will tell you, one of the saving grace is the faculty at Howard. If it wasn't for the faculty, I don't think I would have come back. Dr. Houchins, from where he was, God bless his soul, rest his soul, he would write me while I was in Tanzania, and he would come back. I'll make sure everything is okay, because I was always on scholarship, not that I could come back. And so when I got back, Professor Houchins was true to his word, and the journey continued. I can tell you, I love being in the classroom. I always loved being in the classroom. However, the comprehensive were a challenge, but I learned how to test at Howard. I learned a lot of critical thinking. I remember asking Dr. Houchins, because I took labor economics, and one of my specialties while I was at Howard was urban economics and human resources. And I loved labor economics, and he was the instructor for labor economics. And I would ask him, why do you make us read so much, Dr. Houchins? I've been to the white schools. I've been to, I would take courses at George Washington and some of the other places around Washington. And quite candidly, they were not as difficult in my mind, and it wasn't by took, and I'm not saying that now, but as what I was going through at Howard. And Dr. Houchins looked at me with empathy and caring in his eyes. And he said, the books weren't written for us. The books weren't written by us. And so one day you may have to rewrite the books, and you can't rewrite a book if you don't know what's in it. And so therein was my training. It was rough. It was tough. I can tell you, I told you I got 1 degree in 3 years in Epsilon. It took me almost 9 years to get that degree out of Howard. And I will tell you the most challenging part was the research part, and doing the dissertation to the degree of satisfaction of my faculty. While I was there, I opened a business. I worked full-time for the federal government in several different places, Department of HUD, FCC, and Defense Department. So I kept working while I was going through, and it just was not working. And it is my story. And I will tell you, Dr. Houchins is the one that told me this. He said, they don't believe that you could earn your dissertation, work a full-time job, and work a business. Now, young people, this is just my story. I wanted it bad enough. I told you it wasn't just about me. My whole family had made sacrifices. My daughter, my husband, my mother, my father. And so I did what I believed it took. I quit my good full-time federal job. I closed down my art gallery in Adams Morgan that had been running for 5 or 6 years, was one of the better well-known galleries in the area. And I focused just on that dissertation. And, you know, what's important, and this was a lesson to me, it wasn't important that I do the treatise of the world and have the best book of the world. What was important to me and my family was that I finished. And so after I shut everything down in a matter of months, it wasn't years, we were able to go to defense. And I said, we, that's a big we. Dr. Houchins was right there with me. And he said, don't be afraid. He said, you know more about this subject than anybody else in the room. And I will tell you, that's what Howard gave me, that I took into my professional work. It is the courage and the confidence to know that you can and you are just as good. And I will tell you, in most of the jobs I've been, I have been better than others. And that for me was a gift, because it was someone who knew, showing me the way where I didn't have anyone showing me the way before. And if my honest story is, I didn't think of going into education, because at that point in time, I had been out for a long time and I wanted to earn a return on my investment. So I thought the way out, and immediately when I graduated in 1984, I went to work for IBM. They were hiring, and they, I done work in the Defense Department, and as a operations research analyst, and the skill sets that I had, I was forecasting millions of instructions per second, if you know what that means, that's MIPS. And the beauty of the work that I was able to do from the World Bank to the Defense Department is forecasting. World Bank was forecasting the demand for education in developing countries. And so the tool set that I got would allow me to use those transferable skills in several different industries. And I went in IBM thinking, well, this is the corporate world. This will be my place. And I will tell you, I did enjoy some of the work. We moved around a lot. We did a lot of different things. And there was a lot of training. And I'll just tell this for you who are beginning your career. Big government, that would be federal government and other governments, it's good for training because you get to train on someone else's dime. Big corporations is good for training because you get to train on their dime. And what's most important is you learn how to work in a team and you learn how to work with others. I will tell you that the world's problems are big enough now and more complex now that one person can't solve a problem by themselves. And so if all you learn how to do while you're going through the process is the work that you can do, you're not as of value as someone who understands the dynamics and the ability to work with teams. And so that's what I got out of my federal government employment and my IBM corporate employment. I did everything from forecasting MIPS to build buildings in Poughkeepsie, to selling large scale systems and applications to the Federal Reserve Board right there in Washington, D.C. So it's a very diverse career. And I personally like moving around. I like new experiences. And so while you're moving around in the government, it doesn't look like you are unstable because you're working all within the federal government, and the same thing with big corporations. I must have moved about 6 or 7 times in a 10-year career at IBM, and IBM is known for moving its people and its resources to where they want. So my time is winding down, and I don't want you to think as an economist, I was only working in the federal government and corporate, because where I have found my real joy and my real passion is in higher ed. My last assignment at IBM was the IBM visiting professor at Hampton University. And I tell you, it changed my life. That is where I understood that because I had both the theoretical and the practical experience, there were some things that I could bring to my students that others couldn't. I kept watching their eyes when a complex concept like elasticity, price elasticity, and I could give it an experience that I had either in IBM or the federal government, and I would see the aha moment, and that, my friends, was better than a paycheck. And so I didn't know if I wanted to be in higher ed administration or to go the professorial route, because I taught both, but I had more experience as a manager and more experience as an administrator. And so I went away to Harvard for a year in their higher ed administration program, and really made the decision that when I went back to higher ed, and which was a year or so later, that I would go in as an administrator. And I went back to Hampton. I was the chairman of economics, information system, and entrepreneurship. And so those three things I have carried throughout my career. And I don't want to go into all of those different places that I've been, because I've been through a lot of different places, but carrying the same thing, always looking to help those who are underserved. Most of the institutions I have worked in, even in higher ed, have been those who focus on the protected classes. And the protected classes are minority, women, those who are aged, the veterans. And all of my research has been in those areas. And so we're coming to the end of my time, and I can tell you that now I'm the Dean of the School of Business at Medgar College, City University of New York. However, in my career, I have been a Chief Academic Officer at 2 institutions, a Dean of Business at one other institution, and a president for a brief time at another institution. So I've had a varied career, but I will tell you at the very base, is the passion for learning and helping others. The way that, you know, when you go across the graduation stage, and I've been on many stages, is one of my happiest times. And if you know, you are a part of the success and the dreams that come true for those students, it's a life-changing feeling. And so I can tell you on the tail end of my work, I started doing more research and collaborating with others around the world. I actually, within the last, I'd say 3 or 4 years, have been to Thailand, China, Pakistan, Kenya 3 times, Tanzania, London, France, Chile, Poland, a lot of different countries. And I speak on the future of work and entrepreneurship for the underserved. We just produced our first book with collaborators from professors across the world last year. It's the future of work and entrepreneurship for the underserved. A publisher came to me and asked me to continue the work. And so this summer, we will be producing another book called Sustainability and the Future of Work for the Underserved. And so that is part of my story. I have, shared with you my humble beginnings, tell you where I am now. And the most important thing that has been driving my career is desire to help change the world, and so to you. Thank you, and I appreciate this brief time with me. Bye-bye, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Hello, my name is Malik Willard. I am a graduating senior here at Howard. I'm also the president of the Undergraduate Economics Association, Abram Harris Economics Association. Dr. Rolle, I would like to ask a question. I think this can relate to a lot of undergraduates. But if you had like one piece of advice to give to an undergraduate student who's looking to join the field of economics, what would that be?
I think for me, for a long time, I was searching for what was, I was searching for something other than what was my personal passion. The one advice I could give anyone is to find what it is that you really want to do. Not necessarily, and I say this because of my background and what happened with me, not necessarily what your parents want you to do, what other people want you to do, but look inside yourself for what it is that drives you to get up in the morning. Even if someone didn't pay you, what would you do? I mean, the work that I do now is for the love of the work. And I didn't quite understand that in the beginning. I thought that, you know, I should be focused on where I could go and make the most money, or where I could go where other folks were, or where I could go and, you know, to prestigious places. Where I've had the most joy had nothing to do with that. It had something to do with what was in me. And that's different for all of us, for each of us. So I would say, look inside first before you look outside to determine where it is you want to shape that career, where you want to go. I remember when I was teaching entrepreneurship at Hampton, and I would tell the students, look for your passion. And then some of them was like, I can't find it. Well, keep looking, keep trying. And when it comes to you, the light will come through, the money will come. Actually, there is more money in the path where you enjoy doing, because you perform so much better when you enjoy what you're doing than when you don't. I spent years, honestly, I'm just telling you my story. I spent years cloning up. I mean, I went to IBM in a blue suit, white shirt. I mean, and I did what they told me to do, but I didn't find the joy there. And when the IBM a person, they were these HR people, took me to Hampton University, actually escorted me to Hampton, and was almost like holding my hands. And he said, I think you found home. And he was right. I had done a lot of things, but where I belonged was in the place where teaching and learning was core business, because that wasn't work to me. I said, you know, you mean they pay you to read, to write, to talk to students? That's not like work. That's like having fun. And that's for me. But for you, it may be something else. So find what works for you. And then you will find your career path was easier. I was already mid-career by the time I found higher ed. You know why? Because I was chasing the money and I thought there was no money in higher ed. But I probably have made more money in higher ed than I have anywhere else, because I love what I do and it shows. You might not be able to see it tonight, but it shows.
All right, thank you for that answer. Now I'd like to open up the floor to anybody else, any other students or any other participants to ask questions. If you want to ask a question, you can just raise your hand. Okay, I see Vincent.
Dr. Rolle, are you hearing me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, great. All right, so I was unaware that any of the CUNY campuses had a Black president. And I was very happy to see when I saw the announcement that you were the guest speaker, that one of the senior colleges within CUNY finally has a Black president, with all of the Black students that were attending those 12 or 13 constituent senior campuses. And as a person who's come from CUNY as well for undergrad and my master's level, I was very happy to see someone there of our background there. So
well, I can tell you it's our history at Medgar College. We have always had a Black president, but we have the first Black woman president in our history. And so we are she's Patricia Ramsey. She's the 6th president of Medgar College, but she is the first woman and the first scientist. She's a biologist. So, and there is, I think there are a few others, but not necessarily in senior institutions. But so at Medgar, we've always had a Black president, but we have never had a woman. And so we are very happy to have a woman leading Medgar College.
Oh, very nice.
I see one of our students from Medgar College is here, one of our very bright and fast track students in financial economics, Miss Sharifa Clark, and she does have her hand up too.
Hi, Dean. Thank you. Thank you for the invite. First of all, it's always amazing to hear you speak. And I know your story because I've heard it before, but it's always like so inspirational to hear it again. Like, you went through segregation, you integration in schools, it makes my complaints to you, my daily complaints, seem so like minuscule and like so unimportant. I had a two-part question. One, what advice would you give someone who thinks she loves the subject, thinks she's doing well in the subject, but struggles sometimes with, I guess, motivation? I think, and this person is me, I think, COVID gave us kind of like a loop, it threw us for a loop with, how we had to pivot from having full access to professors and everything to like basically like doing it, not on our own, but semi like being the driving force behind it. So what kind of motivation would you give to someone who loves it, but is kind of feeling unmotivated? And second part, how do we get a chapter of Omicron Delta Epsilon at Medgar?
On the second one, we could take that offline and we could talk about that back at Medgar. But on the first one, motivation, inspiration isn't the same every day. So persistence, though. Persistence when you're on the path and you feel like you're on the path. You get energy when you are on the path. And when you're not on the path, it's like an energy sucker. So my suggestion is to change things up. Don't do the same thing all the time and experiment. Change some of the activities you do. Change some of the people you're with. Change some of the other things that you do. And eventually, it's been my experience. Eventually, the motivation and inspiration comes back. However, you need to be on the right path. And if you're drained all the time, then you need to check what you're doing. And there was some jobs where I was drained, and I called it my happiness quotient. You don't expect to be happy all the time, but if you're sad more than you're happy, your happiness quotient is not in check, and you need to start thinking about not what everybody else could do. I see a lot of people that point the finger about, things are going wrong and it's someone else the problem or someone. It's what can you do to make your own situation better? How can you make your own self happy? It's your responsibility to change the situation if you're not happy with it or with how it is and what it's doing. So I would say to you, Sharifa, change a few things up and eventually you'll get back on track.
Thank you, Dean.
Okay, Eddie Gray, I saw you had your hand up. Would you still like to ask a question? No. Would anybody else like to ask a question to our speaker?
I had a small question. Thank you so much, Dean Rolle. You gave such an inspiring speech, and hearing your story was very inspirational. I had a quick question in terms of persons specifically in the dissertation writing phase. I know you gave great advice in terms of when you're coming out, focusing on your passion, and I'm sure even like choosing the dissertation, looking at your passion. But kind of, any specific advice for people in terms of getting through the whole dissertation process?
My suggestion is to do something I didn't do. As you're taking your courses, build on where you want to go with that dissertation. So don't just start at the end after you've taken your comprehensives and then you say, oh, I got to write. As you're taking your courses and you're doing your research papers, find the themes that draw you, that excite you, and also work with your faculty. It's my experience that I changed dissertation advisors once. And so my suggestion is, as you're taking your classes, also shop for the right dissertation advisor. And I say that because, you know, everybody has their own personalities, their own characteristics. And, you know, it was my story that my first advisor saw things a little bit different from me and didn't see any reason why I should be in as much of a hurry as I was. And so honestly, Cleveland Chandler was the chair at that time, and God bless his soul. I went to him and I said, you know, I will do what it takes. And he assigned a brand new faculty member to me to be my dissertation chair. And that it was the sage wisdom of the faculty, all of the faculty really, but A is your faculty and your chair and your committee. You got to be in sync with them. You really do, or you can't get out. And two, compress your time by not starting that dissertation research at the end, but start it while you're taking those classes. Talk to those faculty members. Do you think this is a good topic? Would you support me doing something on this area? And then if you have the research done as you are going along, when you get to the end, it won't be so burdensome. But for me, I didn't start until after I had actually passed the comprehensives, and then it was a much longer trail. So start right while you're taking those courses, looking for that research topic. And then love the topic, because you will be living with it for a long, well, it's my experience. Yeah, I lived with it for a long time. But if you're interested in it, it's not as much hard. It goes back to passion. If you love it and you're interested in it, and it takes you a little longer, it's not like something that you're just doing because you want to get out and it's a topic that somebody else is interested in. So those are my suggestions. I've seen people get out much sooner, but it's partly because they followed that kind of strategy.
Thank you.
That was a pretty informative answer. First, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the department for being our keynote speaker. I'm pretty sure everyone here would agree with me. We truly appreciate it. And also, I'd like to virtually present you your plaque. And this is from the Department of Economics, the Alumni Association. We would like to salute you, Dr. Joanne Rowe, Dean of the School of Business of Medgar Evers College.
Oh, thank you. So you want me to show it to you? Is this, am I supposed to show this, Hazel?
Yeah, you can show it.
Yes.
I think Malik froze. Oh,
Yeah, you can show it now while he's talking.
Okay.
Can you get it closer to the yeah, because, well, it's kind of
blurry.
Pull it back.
Huh?
It looks blurry, but pull it back.
It's blurry because I think I have a filter on. Let me.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I could take the filter off, and then maybe it'll be clearer. Okay. None, and then none. Okay. Can you see it better now? Yeah, that's better.
Yes, much better.
Yeah, we would like to virtually present you the award. I see that you already have it. And yeah, just thank you again for coming and being our keynote speaker.
Thank you for having me. Oh, it's always so good to see students and faculty. A shout out to Dr. McDonald. I see him sitting there. Oh my God, it's like, it's been ages. You know, my degree is almost 40 years old. So Dr. McDonald, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, love to you and all of those that helped me through. They were gentlemen. All of them. And they help a young, scared, afraid of a little girl grow up right on the campus. So thank you to all. And also my colleagues. I see Doris Newton. I see Patricia Smith, who held down for 20 years one position, Charles Thorpe. I mean, all of these guys, you know, it was like we came in the same time. Yeah. I mean, it was like we was growing up together. So I so appreciate Debbie. I see Debbie Lindsay there. Oh, I'm sorry, Debbie Talaferro. And some of the ones who've gone on before us, Clyde Ashley, some of the others, we were like family when we were on the campus, literally helping each other. I will tell you, there was only one other person that graduated with me, and that was Constance Solon, and she passed on. And I remember, you know, we worked together like a team. We studied together. We helped each other. Even Gloria Lessington, Gloria Golding, all of us, we were friends. We were friends and colleagues first. And so I'm so appreciative of all of you. Gwendale Bass, I see Sandra Cook Hull. I'm not reading everybody on the screen, but I am so appreciative of the Howard family that gave me a start. You know, I have not found that synergy, that love, that friendship it certainly was at the schools I was at before. And so Howard gave me something that I've carried into my professional and my personal life. Connie Hamilton is my dear friend, and she might not be here tonight, and we stuck together. I mean, we know each other. We know where each other's are. So I say this to you young people. This is an opportunity not just to study, but to grow, not just professionally, but personally. I have lifelong friends that came out of Howard University, and I can't say that about the two other universities that I attended to before. Howard was special. Howard helped to make me. So that's for better or for worse. Dr. McDonald, that's for better or for worse. Thank you all. I really thank you, and I appreciate this award. I'm humbled by it. Thank you, Hazel, for all you've done in all these years to stay and lead the alumni. And thank you, Dr. Swinton, for allowing me to come into the house tonight and be with you and the economics department and the honor society. Thank you very much, everybody.
So if you will all join me in giving a round of applause to our speaker who recorded a video in advance because she didn't want to miss the opportunity and took a train ride and ran to her hotel so she get on just in time for the questions. We appreciate the dedication and the effort that she put in to be with us tonight. And so the last person that we're going to hear from today is Dr. Dennis Baglin, who is the Director of Undergraduate Studies.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dennis Baglin. I am the Director of Undergraduate Studies in the Economics Department. This is my second year in this position. If any of our undergraduate students are still wondering who is writing those lengthy announcement emails, that is me here. Before I start my remarks, I would like to introduce another economics faculty, Dr. Shong. She joined slightly after the introduction, so we missed her. Dr. Shong, could you please say hello quickly?
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Thank you. I believe that this academic year has been better than the last year. At the very least, I stopped teaching from my bedroom. We finally started to teach in person, and I do hope that this event will be in person next year. First of all, I would like to thank Dean Patterson, the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Harvard University, for his attendance and remarks tonight. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Joanne Rowe, Dean of the School of Business at Medgar Evers College, City University of New York, for her keynote speech. Finally, I would like to thank organizers, Harvard University Department of Economics Alumni Association, for organizing this event, the Department of Economics faculty, and our valuable graduate and undergraduate students for their participation. And I would like to thank especially to the Department of Economics alumni for their participation as well. At the end, I would like to congratulate our students who are graduating this year. I wish you the best as you embark on the next chapter of your life. I would like to remind you that the Department of Economics faculty are not graduating. You know where to find us if you need anything. We will be more than happy to support you in any way we can. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening.
Bye.